Hey folks, C. Rachna Ranade here and I welcome you all to the most awaited IPO video, which is about Hyundai Motor India Limited. I'm sure many people have their own style of pronouncing this. I have heard people say Hyundai, I have heard people say Hyundai, and I have few friends of mine who have visited Korea and they told me the actual pronunciation is Hyundai. So I'm going to use the same pronunciation, okay. Well, why is this a talk of the town? Reason is very simple. It's one of the biggest IPOs that is going to hit our Indian capital markets. The total amount that they expect to mop up is around 27,000 crore rupees. That's a huge amount, right? And whenever this amount is big, the retail individual investors are really excited. Why? Because the chances of allotment increase, okay. Now, when I read about this, I was just trying to think that which was the immediate previous big IPO, which was LIC. And I'm sure everyone remembers, many of you might have immediately gone in the flashback also, that what happened with the LIC IPO, how was the listing, how did it perform after that, everyone knows about this, right? So what I did was I just tried to do a Google search about which are the top 10 IPOs issue size wise that have hit the market, and I just tried to check what was the performance of these companies after the first, from the first month top till the bottom point. By now you might have guessed when I'm saying the bottom point, what might have happened, but in the next 2 to 3 minutes you're going to be like, really, has this happened? So for that I'm going to show you some key points. First and foremost, what I will show you is the table. Okay, this is a table that I've taken from the net. It says LIC issue size was around 21,000 crores, as I mentioned. This one is 27,000 crores. This is 21,000 crores. Adani is 20,000 crores. Paytm 18,300 crores. Voda is 18,000 crores. The list goes on, and it is up to NMDC, which was 9,930 crores. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, all these IPOs, we are going to check how was the performance of these based on technical analysis. Okay. Now, first we start from LIC. Everywhere, what we are going to do, from the first month's high candle till the low point, and if in some cases I've also taken it till the current market price, okay, if it is even below the first month's high. Okay, now with this, let's understand the performances. LIC down 42%. I'm just going to go a little bit fast now. LIC down 42%, and look at how it has performed immediately post listing. Okay, next one, Paytm down 84%. Voda went up initially, down crazily, then up, and right now if I were to check from the first month top till the current market price, still down 85%. Coal India is, from the first month high till the immediate first bottommost point, it was down 32%, again went up, the bottom was pretty bad, and then it started its journey. But of course you can understand that from the listing for the next few years, it was not that great, right? Next one is Yes Bank, is no bank, because here you can see it flat, almost flat, no great returns %. Anyone who has invested here, gone. Okay, next R Power, Wawa. From the first month high till the current month, you can see down still 85%. GICRE from the first month high till this point, lowest points, down 82% almost. And SBI Cards also you can see almost flattish, nothing big. One more I think is NMDC. From the first month high till the immediate low, first low, it was down 71%. Now, why did I show this to you? Is this a hint that Hyundai Motors is also going to perform in the same way? No. I'm not saying that just because all these companies perform badly, Hyundai Motors is definitely going to perform. No, it's not that what was the intention behind showing these charts. But it's always said that we have to learn something from history. What has history shown us? History has shown us that when big ticket IPOs hit the market, there are chances that people may withdraw money from the secondary market, which they have already invested, so that they can use this money to invest in the primary markets. Okay, if that happens, what happens is that selling will be initiated in the secondary market, and this selling can lead to a sentimental impact where the sentiment could go negative. And if the sentiment itself is weak or negative, IPOs generally don't tend to perform well. And is it only this IPO that is going to hit the market? Answer is no. I'm sure you might have read this over the news that Swiggy is also going to come up with the IPO. Afcon's infrastructure is also going to come up with an IPO. So many big IPOs hitting the market, there could be a chance that this could lead to a selling pressure and in turn weaken the sentiment, in turn may hamper the IPO overall listing, right? Now, with this said and done, anyone who still felt that, oh my god, these charts were a little bit overwhelming, it means that you have not enrolled for my course on technical analysis. You can definitely check out, we do have beginner courses. I also have intermediate courses where I was referring to this course, technical analysis course, you can definitely use the coupon code IPO. It's a limited period coupon code. So if you want to invest in knowledge, this is the right time. This is the coupon code for you, IPO. And still, if you are a little bit confused that whether you should go ahead with only this course or should you enroll for any other course, we have a contact us section at the end of our website. Here you will see all the, you can just contact this number 90221966678. Just drop a WhatsApp. My team will be happy to help you out with which course suits your study requirements. Okay. Now with that, let's get back to the IPO, and now we'll focus a little bit on what are the basics. What does the company do? We'll start with that. Everyone knows basically Hyundai Motor India is primarily a company which manufactures and sells four-wheeler passenger vehicle segment and few parts. Parts such as what? Such as transmission and engines, both in India as well as outside India. See, whenever a company manufactures some parts, they are also called as OEM, that is the original equipment manufacturer. So for example, if a company is manufacturing a whole transmission system, okay, that company will be called as an OEM, or a full braking system, that is like an OEM. Okay, so this company is also a four-wheeler company plus also called as a OEM. Now this company currently has 13 PVs, passenger vehicles, in its vehicle portfolio across various models like sedans, hatchbacks, SUVs, battery EVs, etc. Now if I were to talk about the whole group worldwide, if I were to understand, they stand at number 3 as far as the sales in calendar year 2023 is concerned, and this is based on how do I say, currency sale. A currency sale in rupee terms is not correct, because I am talking about worldwide sale. So it is in terms of money is a better word. In terms of money, they stand third largest across the globe. But if I were to talk about the number of cars sold, that too in India, then they are the second largest OEM, and this is since fiscal 2009. Okay, so I hope their market positioning is also what you have understood. We are also going to understand the market share in the coming section. But everyone knows that yes, they are into manufacturing, selling four-wheeler. It said that their cars are reliable, safe, feature-rich, innovative, backed by latest technology. Everything is given in their RHP. By the way, my first car was also Hyundai i20. Let me know which was your first ever car in the comment section, or which is your dream car if you have not gotten one till date. Okay. This is India's second largest exporter of passenger vehicle, and you can see the dates as well. Okay, but they have cumulatively sold more than 12 million units of passenger vehicles through exports in India and also through exports. Okay, so decent enough one. Now talking about the overall market segment or market share, I should say. Market share, of course, the leader is Maruti Suzuki, which was at 51% market share, but slowly they have started losing market share, and currently they are at 41% market share. And if you are talking about Hyundai, they stood at 16.3% market share in 2019. It was increasing, but currently it has decreased to almost 14.6%. Kia, I hope everyone knows it's their sister concern, and Kia was not present in 2019. Here you can see it was introduced, and 3.1% was the market share that they got right away, and currently this market share stands at 6%. Now as I mentioned, Hyundai and Kia both are sister concerns. If I were to add up their market share, 14.6% plus 6%, in totality their market share is almost 20%, right? So that's a decent enough market share that both these companies have together. Now if I were to understand about the industry analysis now, overall the PV segment is expected to grow at 6.8% globally, but in India it is expected to grow at 15.4%. If I were to talk about India's per capita income, it is expected to grow at 9.4% CAGR from 24 to 29. Now why is this important? Higher per capita income is equal to higher spending power. Higher spending power is ideally a good scenario for four-wheeler cars. Okay. Also the median age is about 28, and it is to add approximately 70 million people to the workforce age group of 15 to 64 by 2030. In short, the third point is what? In short, we are a young country, everyone knows that by now, and we are adding more and more people to the workforce group 15 to 64. So again, more number of people who are in the earning phase plus per capita income is increasing. That is obviously a positive sign for the cars segment. But how much is the penetration? Now if you see per 1,000 people in India, out of 1,000 people, only 26 people have a car. But if I were to compare this with a developed country like USA, out of 1,000 people, only 594 people have a car. Okay, so more than 50% have a car in the US as compared to India. Of course, there are reasons for that. I can't do an apple-to-apple comparison. Infrastructure is different. In India, many a times you will go on a two-wheeler. It's very difficult to ride a two-wheeler in a lot of parts of USA. So of course the dynamics are also totally different, but now that we understand that the overall penetration is less, there is a headroom left for growth of this entire industry. Hopefully the infrastructure also increases in similar proportion, right? Now talking about the financials, revenue growth is at a 21.4% CAGR, EBITDA has grown at 29% CAGR, profit has grown at 44% CAGR. So overall, now if I were to, this is in millions by the way, so if I were to say in crores, from 47,378 crores, let's round it off, from 47,000 crore rupees, their revenue has gone up to 69,800 crore rupees. Profit for the period has shot up from 2,900 crore rupees to 6,000 crore plus rupees. Now this number is very important, 6,000 crore rupees. Why? That will come up in the immediate 1 or 2 minutes of the video. Just remember this, 6,000 crore is profit for the period for 2024. Okay. Profit margin is also improving from 6% to 8.5%. Their EBITDA margin is also increasing from 11% has gone up to 13%. You can also check the latest data available here also, okay, that you can do it by yourself. You can see the numbers on the screen. ROCE, ROE, both all are decent enough. So is everything good? Are there any risks? Of course, there are some risks, right? Now talking about EVs, their market share is barely 1.1%. If I were to understand about first quarter, if I were to check about 2024 whole year, still at 2%. Tata Motors share is 70% plus for the EV space. So of course, if this EV cut trend just keeps on continuing, keeps on growing, they will have to cater to the demand. They'll have to basically generate more and more demand for their cars, and they'll have to also cater to that. If they are not able to do so, can it impact their operations? Yes. Okay. Pending litigations against the company is 6,200 crore rupees. Did I tell you to remember some number? Their profit for the period was around 6,000 crore rupees and the litigation is around 6,200 crore rupees. That's not at all a small amount. So it's like 1 year profit, similar amount is litigation. So you should keep this figure in mind, okay. Now, if I were to do a peer comparison, their revenue is very less as compared to their peers, be it Maruti Suzuki or Tata Motors or Mahindra and Mahindra. If I were to talk about EPS, that is also way lower as compared to something like Maruti Suzuki or Mahindra and Mahindra. NAV, again, pretty low as compared to their peers. But if I am talking about return on net worth, they have a very good return on net worth as compared to their peers, okay. Now coming to the valuation, the industry P is at 23.57, company's P expected at the upper band is 26.28. So of course, as compared to the industry, are they coming up, industry average basically, as compared to the industry average, are they coming up with a higher P valuation? And answer is yes, okay. Now when I read this, I just tried to understand or study as to what could be the P of the main company, Korean company, Hyundai Motors, main, okay. Hyundai Motors company ka P, I thought it should be similar to this, or generally we say that holding company and it would be at a little bit lesser valuation or what. So when I checked the P ratio, it was 3.6, okay. So Hyundai Motor main company, the Korean company, is at a valuation of 3.6. Our Hyundai Motor India is coming up at a valuation of 26.28. But of course, it's again not an apple to apple comparison. Even countries demand different P's, okay. And but is this still higher than the industry P? It is, okay. Now coming to the objects of the issue, very important point. It's 100% OFS. Not even 1 rupee will be received by the company. Who is going to receive the money? Hyundai Motor company, the Korean company. So whatever money is collected through this IPO, it's going to go outside our country. It's going to go to the Korean company, which is Hyundai Motor company. When is the company coming up with its IPO? October 15th to 17th. This is the price band. As I mentioned, zero fresh issue, 100% OFS. So I hope with this you are able to understand about some key points of this IPO. Generally, whenever I shoot any video for IPO, I never ever go beyond the RHP. But this time, when I just tried to understand that this is the biggest ever IPO in India, issue size wise, I just thought how previous companies have performed. Let me check that. And when I found a very stark similarity between a lot of other companies, I thought I should incorporate that part as well. I hope you enjoyed this short summary of Hyundai Motor IPO. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. By the way, I hope you have understood by now this is a shoot and release video. I'm talking for the last 14-15 minutes. So just in case if I fumbled upon something, please don't forget to check out the pinned comment. I hope you liked this one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.